Hello, everybody. We'll just give a little bit of time for folks to join. I think there are many folks who are joining just now, so please give us a little bit of time. Hello, everybody. Chitti, if you're on, you might want to put on, I think your video is uh, on mute. We can't see your video, but we can see on the screen. Chitti, there's a lot of feedback. You have to close the other one.
No, there's a speaker. Close.
I think now you're able to hear me.
Yes, absolutely. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Okay, I think we can get started. A lot of people are actually joining the session right now, so I just wanted to give it a few more minutes so that they all joined.
Yeah.
But I think we should get started because some folks have been waiting for some time. So I just wanted to welcome everybody. I want to say namaste to this worldwide audience of music lovers based in India, US, and worldwide. It's a wonderful feeling to be part of a big musical family, which is united with the common love of Carnatic and Hindustani classical music. Broadly, we term it as Indian classical music. And we are all here to have a conversation about the effect of Indian ragas on everyday life with my Chitti and Masi, Mrs. Rajam Shanker. Last July, some of you were here who are joining us again for this discussion today. It was in last July. We had a talk about music therapy, its evolution, as well as very interesting concepts like music that can be used as medicine. For those who missed this talk and are interested in seeing it, I'll be posting this link, this YouTube link later on, because I don't want to post it now so that you go there and start viewing it right away as we are having this program. But I promise you, I will be posting that YouTube link in the chat window, towards the end of this program. Just a few housekeeping things for everybody. I know this is not a Zoom session, so it might be a little different for folks who have never been to LivDemy before. But this is a wonderful platform for Indian classical music learning. It's almost like a master class. They have a lot of very good, excellent artists, and if you have some time, you should look through the LivDemy website to see what kind of artists they have. But they're all A-grade artists, very well known in India as well as abroad, and all of these artists talk about their specialities and what their repertoires and so on and so forth. And this platform is a wonderful platform for all these folks to kind of connect, learn, and appreciate our wonderful cultural heritage and music that we have from India. What you will see here is basically you don't have to put on your video or your audio as an audience here. And honestly, we can't really see you. We just can figure out from the chat window who all are joining. And I can see a lot of folks who are also joining right now. So we'll be able to chat with you using the chat window. I would suggest that you keep your questions a little bit later to the second half of this conversation, because we already have a little bit of predefined questions that I can go through with my Chitti. And I'm sure you'll find most probably answers to many of your common questions during this part of the presentation. But towards the end of the presentation, you can start typing in your questions in the chat window. and we will curate them and try to answer as much as we can. And if you wanted to ask a live question, and that's the beauty of this LivDemy platform that we have, you can also appear on camera. And the way to do it is to go to this other chat window called live chat, and then you can hit a live chat option. And as I said, this we will be doing it towards the second half of our presentation, but then we will be able to get you in as a small window, and we can actually see and interact with you, and you can ask your questions live to Chiti, and I'm sure she'll be happy to answer all those questions. So once again, Chiti, thank you so much for being here. Just a small introduction from my side. Mrs. Rajam Shankar, she's a Sangeeta Alankara in classical music. She has a master's in Vedic astrology, and she has taught music for more than 40 years now. And she's been a practicing music therapist as well for more than 20 years. To me, she's my mother's younger sister. My Chitti, Masi, Choti Ma, we have so many names for her. Chitti, welcome to the show.
My pleasure to be with you all for the second time for your group and LivDemy. I am very, very thankful to you all that you introducing me in your prestigious platform. I'm very, very happy to be part of this. And I can just start because we are,
Okay.
the
Wonderful.
time has already started clicking. So,
yes, I can see that, absolutely.
yes.
So Chitti, last time when we were having this conversation, we talked about your first book, right, that you published, and it is a wonderful book, The Healing Power of Indian Ragas. I'm still going through so many pages here, and it's just so much superb content. I would just like to ask you, how has been the reaction to this book? And we have many fans out here who have come again to listen to you. So they would love to know what's been their reaction. What are people saying about the book? How are you feeling?
I'm really overwhelmed by the reaction. I must say that. I know people from areas where I cannot even thought of the book will reach, from those countries, various genre of people who follow various music genre also. They also find this book so interesting, and they say it's like a study material. In fact, this whole thing is giving so easy to understand, and it's and I have got a lot of people who got enrolled for the training and to understand the chakras and the petals and the emotions, the physical body organs and how the music connects to it. And after that, that is about I take about 8 classes to understand, make that understand to them. And after that, whether it is Hindustani music or whether it is Carnatic music, the various ragas, how it is applicable for what kind of cases. And I'm very, very happy that many of my known friends as doctors who are by profession medical doctors, they said they started using some of the ragas and they find good response. So the book is really created wonderful reactions, which I really thought that it was really. So I never thought when the first print came out, and within 60 days, that got completely sold out. And then was a great demand. So I had to go for the second edition. And that was really surprising for me that, already good demand. And of course, in Amazon, I have Kindle version. I don't have a book there in that. So the Kindle version is always available. But always many people like my age group, I must say, the old school, we all like to hold a hard copy in the book and read it. So that is different. They can make notes when they are reading, go through the pages, and try to connect when what I have mentioned in one page, one chapter, and try to connect it with the other chapter. So that is very easy when you have a book in hand. So a lot of people, they are asking for the books, and it's available with me, and I'm so happy for the reaction. So in fact, that has made me to think about going ahead with the second book, and then maybe one more to add on to it, because people are saying that why not you touch upon this area and this part, and you are also into medical astrology, and so that is also they are very much interested that I must combine music therapy and medical astrology.
Wonderful to hear. Yeah, we'll definitely, chat about your second upcoming book as well. I'm sure a lot of patrons out here will be very interested in learning about that, and we'll get to that in a little bit in the session here. Um, and so let's start this question. This show here with a question on our vast and vibrant culture, Indian culture. We have so many functions, the happy functions, sad functions, but each function again we know is accompanied by some kind of music, right? We have Mangal Dhwani going on at very auspicious, beginnings like marriages, right? But then we have Rudali music for professional mourning, right? When somebody passes away, I know we have different musical instruments like Shenai, there is Nadaswaram at the beginning of marriages, and Bhangra, and even Bhangra at Sangeets, right? Uh, but when you compare this music with bhajans, like devotional music, it is so different, right? So the question here is, what is the role of each musical raga and different instruments at our various functions in our culture?
Mangal Dhwani, as you have said, that it actually the vibration, the resonance coming from the instrument actually creates a kind of positive energy around us, and that touches the human being. Always I say that our body, human body, is in connection, in harmony with the nature. So when the Mangal Dhwani, it is coming and it is all over around us, automatically the body reacts into more of the positive energy coming from that. So even when I always say that what is the this question when it comes. I said even people, after all, we are human. Not all of us attend a wedding or a function with a positive attitude. Sometimes they come in to see that, why this groom, actually I wanted him for my daughter or something like that. And they come with that, what is it and all. So, but as the muhurta or the time comes to conduct that, whatever is the function, and immediately when that Mangal Dhwani goes, like it is Nagaswaram or it is Shahanai, when the beats, along with the beats, the music goes high, that creates a kind of vibration where the mind automatically starts wishing positive for the, if it is a marriage, it's a newly married couple, like, Geo and all of those things, and be happily married and all those things comes into our mind. So this Mangal Dhwani, not only for the functions and I must say that ceremonies, even at home, when we start our day hearing a Mangal Dhwani, it has a great impact on our body. Definitely. The whole day, we are with a positive attitude towards whatever we are handling, even though it may be very stressful condition. It may be very, it may give you a lot of stress, worry, and a lot of negative, you are just struggling. But same time, the morning's effect will be so high that you will take the right decision to analyze the situation, take the right, correct, the positive attitude to solve the problem or come into terms with whatever may be the condition. So, listening to the Mangal Dhwani early morning, so it's a wonderful, in fact, I remember in olden days when only the radio was available. Morning, you this thing, immediately it will be Bismillah Khan's Shehnai. It will
Or
start.
Suprabhatam also,
Also, or Nagaswaram.
yeah.
Especially when, even today also, when we in the modern day, I must say, Diwali, especially in South Indian houses. Diwali, when we this thing, early morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock, you will hear the Nagaswaram. And with that, oil bath, all the rituals start, what we do for Diwali celebration. So the whole thing is like a, whole day goes with a very positive attitude. That is the purpose of, I must say, that is the impact a Mangal Dhwani has. That is it.
That's wonderful to hear. And is this the same for festivals also, right? We have so many different festivals like Vasant, and then there is like Malhar and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Uh, can you talk a little bit about the festivals of India as well as to how they are correlated with different kinds of
Yes,
music?
yes, of course, definitely. If you now, nothing now, immediately we are at the first festival what we are going to get Holi. Holi is full of fun. There is the previous day we have a little ceremony, some communities, they have the holika, burning of holika and singing, what bhajans or prayers of Holi. The next day is, fun fulling, putting colors on each other, running around and hugging, and we are just fun. Here you will always find the holy songs which are full of beat, holy songs. We have even albums we get, which will just for holy. It's no prayers, particular prayers. It's just fun filled, chad, chard, and all those things in that. Even the lyrics will say like that, Durana Mano, holy gay, like that. So it is, that is, so, but once you see it comes like Dashara or Vinayaka Chaturthi. Okay, we are coming to Vinayaka Chaturthi, which is common to the North Indian, South Indian, all over the world, wherever Indians are, we celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi. And it's full of bhakti bhava. We automatically, it's more like a, calming, relaxing, and same thing. We all see even Ganesha as a, joyful God who will be very happy, always happy looking. Ganesha is never, krodha. That krodha sensation, emotions never, we will never see a krodhic Ganesha. Always it's laughing Ganesha or happy Ganesha, dancing Ganesha, even mridanga bajate hue Ganesha. All these things we see with the Sangeeta Vadan, with that Ganesha. So it's more like, happy, where we have a lot of happiness, Ganesha puja and all we do. And we have seen even many movies, they are shown Ganesha Chaturthi as, full of joy, lot of beats and drums and going on with a lot of various instruments being used and bhajans, and they put tali, and they even Ganesha Visarjan Day, they throw like Holi, they throw colors on each other, and they happily send off Ganesha Visarjan do that. Comes to Dashara. Dashara, we know it's a Durga Mata taking a Raudra Rupam. It's a Raudram. Immediately it's a Kali Mata. Kali Puja is one of the very important, puja. It is done during Dashara. So it's a Raudra Rupam, where we have Mahishasura Mardini. So Aigiri Nandini. Immediately it is like full of Veerarasa and Raudram. So it actually, even everyone, normally I seen that this is, most of the time is connected more with the female gender, where we do puja, Kanya puja, Bala puja, where it is very calmingly we do, and we see, Shakti in each of them. The Shakti, to evoke the Shakti. So we have more Devi songs where it is a lot of Veerarasa. Like, it has to, because ultimately when on the last day, we do Ravana, where they say that, in big Maidan and all, you see Ravan Jalao happens. So there, it is only to show like Mahishasura Mardini. Devi Mata is actually destroying the evil. So it's a symbolic for us also, to we should have the courage to not only destroy the evil in us, the tattvam of in us, to destroy the evil which is happening around us, so that we get the courage just to evoke the Raudra Rasa in them. So like this, slowly, when every festival, one after other, we see Shankranti comes, it's a sun, it's related to the sun, Prakriti. We are doing puja to Prakriti. So it is more as what we do, puja to the Pongal and rice, newly formed rice. These things are like we are worshipping the nature, Bhuta, Bhumi. We are actually worshipping Vayu, Surya is in the form of light, Agni. All these things. So we are actually doing that in Basanta Panchami, that just gone. That's also where a lot of bhakti rasa. We have a lot of songs were on praise of nature, praise of goddess. All these things happen. So our festivals also, it's full of colors. We have different songs to go with, and everywhere. One thing very common you might have seen, Rakesh, Aarti, where it is now Shivratri when a lot of people did Shiva Puja. It was full of like that emotion was more of calming, but same time Bhakti, surrendering, just love surrendering. The simple thing like eating food. A lot of people do vrat that day because food is our necessity. But Shivratri day, we make up our mind that we should forgo that also, that temptation also. So some they go to large, very far away to even to have nirjala upawas. Don't even drink water. That means how much they are doing, and they only do the prayer to Shiva. So it will be Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya everywhere. So much of it's like you are detoxing yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally also. So all these things, and whole night the bhajan goes in Shiva Mandir. Even some people they have conducted at home also. The whole night they have Shiva bhajan. So these actually creates a kind of positive. In fact, I feel every quarter when we have some kind of festival or puja or anything, it's like again and again charging ourselves with positive energy, listening to the bhajans, which are connected to the various gods or prakriti or various other forms. Like we charge our cell phone every 24 hours, like that we are charging ourselves with these festivals, singing different kinds of ragas or bhakti songs, all these things. It's actually like charging ourselves with more of positivity. And that actually make us more I must say that more healthier, health wise, that is physical body, emotional body, and mental body. So tan man sab kuch we get charged with a very good positivity. That is
This is extremely interesting to know that there is kind of like a science. There is almost a pattern that we as a culture, we as a we as Indians, we have developed, maybe consciously, as you're saying, to recharge ourselves either during different time of a single day or different times of the year with all these festivals,
yes,
right?
yeah,
And your mind body connection that you're talking, and emotional connection that you're talking about here,
mm,
and how we can actually do it through music
yeah,
with different ragas, right? And most of these music that we hear in all these festivals and all these different times of the year, they are actually based on certain ragas as well, I would
yes,
think.
sure, sure.
So, would you like to talk a little bit about more about concrete, some examples of some ragas which actually kind of like evoke this specific emotions in us, and maybe then we can go to the Navarasas, and that's your next book. We can probably talk a little bit about that in that context as well.
Yes, yes. So, like as I told you, it's a like holy. It is more like a joyful Ananda. So we have a lot of ragas which are based like Ananda, like Ananda Bhairavi. It is one of the very famous Ananda rasa, and even in when we think about Hindustani ragas, Yaman. It's one of the beautiful raga where we are seeing a lot of songs, movie songs. It is actually producing a joyful energy. What we say, joyful energy, Yaman, or various like morning ragas. When we think about the morning ragas, most of them give that that joy from inside. That is what we require. So various festivals where we like, if you have to say bhakti bhav, more you want to have bhakti bhav. So bhakti bhav we see in ragam revati, in Carnatic music, if you have to take it up this thing. And I think that is what we call Bhairavi is uh, what is I'm forgetting the name. That is, they lot of Hindustani ragas are also there, which gives these kind of effect where we have uh, I'm just seeing the equivalent of revati in your because I have in my book, so I'm just seeing what is the revati for bhairagi bhairav.
Bhairagi Bhairav. Yeah, I was going to
Yes,
say Bhairav, but it's probably an offshoot of Bhairav. It's not exactly
yes,
Bhairav.
bhairagi bhairav, because bhairagi bhairav actually connects to us more as a towards the bhakti bhava,
And
because
could you also kind of talk a little bit more, extending that, like in at least in Bhairav, you have the
yeah,
Komar Day, and
Yeah,
then you have the Tivra Madhyam, right? And maybe a little bit more about bhakti coming from which chakras would, I think, the audience might appreciate.
sure, sure, definitely. The Bhakti Bhava, it comes only when you are strengthening the middle body of your uh, whole system. When I am saying middle body, it's both the Manipura chakra that is about around the Nabhi and the Anahata chakra, which is around the heart chakra. So when we energize these two, automatically the effect goes towards the lower side, towards Swadhisthana chakra and the Muladhara, that is lower part of our body. And when we bring up the energy from lower part of the body up to the heart chakra, here, to the Hridaya, and the calming lesson, automatically that raises up to your upper part of the body, and you feel the joy, the bhakti, the calming, which is very necessary for whatever we are doing, whether it is bhakti, when you are doing a calming, relaxing, or you want to have a even Raudra Rasa, whether it is going to be your Ananda Rasa, whether you are going to have a completely Shanta Rasa. Always we say Shantam. Many people they ask this question that when we listen to Vedic chants, there is a lot of healing happens in our lower part of our body. Healing happens within our system. The Vedic chants
Like
normally,
like Rudram and all, right? Like, I mean,
yeah,
when you're
all this. So this most of these chants, like I said Vedic chants and our nursery rhymes, I combine them both. Why the babies are always happy listening to the nursery rhymes? Because they are only set to the lower notes. Sariga, riga, 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 sarisa, sariga, sariga, maga, sariga, ni, sarisa. That's all. So it is only the below, here and below. Very rarely it goes up. So actually it cools. Then it is also scientifically and medically also proved, because I was working for nearly 10 years with the doctors when with my music therapy practice. Then our whole body from another upper part towards the lower, when the functioning of all the physical organs in this part of portion of the body, when it is okay, it is healthy, the person is more than 75% he is healthy, because every function is happening clear. You are getting your excretory system is functioning very well, your digestion is happening very well, your circulation is very good. All these things, when it is happening well, you are healthy and you are calm and relaxed. The musical notes, always somebody asks the question that how I am connecting chakras and the swaras. Here I want to answer that question.
sure, please.
Yeah. So there is some books have given the what I say, the vibration or the frequencies, the, how much it produces. If it's shadjam in the veena, how much it produces when it is given at the 3 feet level, the lower part. How it's so. If I take from neck to our Muladhara 3 feet, if we count the lower portion, what is the resonance that gives? It's given in Sangeeta Parijata. It has been mentioned. And many of these sound healing texts where I have found many of this, they also has mentioned about what is the resonance when a Mooladhara or the lower part of the body is vibrating. What is it? And when Shadja is very resonant, what is the range of resonance which is there? So this where I connected that, and without leave all these things practically, my experience I have to say, evoking resonance from the chakras is what I call it as the Nada Anusandana, which I practice. So evoking, I try to evoke the sound from Mooladhara, from the lower part of where my pelvic is, and I connected it to the Shruti box. When I say that, Tanpura, when I connected to Tanpura, I could feel that C, the lower C, is connecting with the sound which I am producing from my lower part, where Mooladhara. So like this, I step by step, I went ahead. When I did Re from little above, because we know if we are taken Bhairav or Maya Madhavpada, Swaras. So when I see that sir, I'm able to resonance. When I'm doing that as a sound, when I try to produce that, evoke the resonance from the lower part of the body and try to connect with the Shruti, I found that it's matching C. That is pitch C is connecting to my Muladhara. That's where I said, okay, if I keep Sir, Swara there, now come little above. That is what we call it Shuddha Rishabham in Carnatic music and Komal Rishabh of Hindustani music. When I did little above, I could see that it is touching C sharp. So one by one, this is how research earlier also has been done. That's how our literatures, our Lakshana Granthas have given. They are tried in Veena and they have tried in various other instruments. I I went through most of the literatures, Lakshana Granthas, and I myself sat and did with my Guruji, late Sri Palekha Subramaniam Garu, who is the direct Shishya Parampara of Sri Tyagaraja Swami. And with him, I have sat down and worked on these things, how each one, because he is also a yogi. So with yoga, how to touch that. And I have seen that how the resonance. So I always ask people that, okay, you produce resonance. You keep easier is Manipura chakra and the heart chakra. That is, if they don't understand chakras, okay. Navel portion, keep your hand, inhale. Always we produce sound in the exhale process. You try to exhale and try to match it with the pitch. You will find it is always E. And suppose my Sa is in Muladhara
Right.
and Re is little about, this is E where I can say it's a Gandhara.
Sure.
And here, if I say that when I'm trying to produce sound, resonance from, everybody can try. There is no, it's not a no Maya, Jadu, Adu, kuch nahi hai. We can always try. And easy. Inhale as much as possible. Fill your Anahata Chakra, your lungs, as much as possible with your air. It's under comfort level. Don't go beyond comfort level. And exhale, saying or you say Om, or you want to say the Swara Ma. You try to connect it with your Shruti, wherever you have a Shruti box or anything. It will be F. So this is the way I could feel, because being a music, being music from, I'm still a student for more than 40 years, connected the Swaras to it. And when I checked up, I have got some of these points from various sources. So this is where I have come to conclusion. I said, okay, you don't believe in using the Swaras, don't use. You want to heal your kidney function, you understand where is your kidney, the position of your kidney. Try to evoke resonance from there. You will see the change in yourself. This is how you can make your own inner organs more active, more healthier. So if people understand pitch and shruti, I tell them shruti, pitch and shruti. If they understand musical notes, I tell them this is musical notes. If they don't understand both, so I say, okay, go by the organs. At least you understand organs. Where are your lungs? Here, it's here. Stomach is here. I said, you want to strengthen that? Try to say Omkara daily, morning, empty stomach. Say Omkara, fill in your Manipura chakra, your stomach area, and exhale, evoking sound as much strong as possible. As much long you can sustain your breath, see the difference yourself. You will see that, yes, this is working. And this is how I even select the ragas.
And this is
That's
where you're working with, autistic kids, you're working with people with emotional problems.
yes,
They may not be able to produce the sound themselves, like
yes,
maybe they may not be able to hit the gandhar or the madhyam, like kind of thing. But
yeah,
in a way, I think what you have also done in the field is that you have been able to make people listening to the sound that you produce, or any raga for that matter,
yes,
healed, right?
Yes,
So it's
yes,
not, they don't have to do it themselves.
yes. If they are not able to, if they are verbal, many non-verbal autistic children, I work with them, which is where I had just going on, exposing them to be what we say the passive way, listening to me. Slowly it has activated their inner self. So that is activated and they have become active. So from passive mode, they have gone into active mode. Only they could say that I said okay. That only I told them I know how to match with my voice. They say I said no ah ah They mind. They try to connect with my voice, and always have somebody along with them who also try to connect the voice with them so that they repeat. And also I select instrument to evoke that portion. Like if we think about the lower part of body, as I told you, if it has to be healthier, you want to improve the functioning of your lower part of your body. Listening to instruments we are tuned to, which are tuned mainly tuned towards the lower pitches, like veena, sitar. These are all very low pitch because they cannot go beyond the because that gamakas, the oscillation will cannot be played. Because I used to play veena, I understand this very well. So the tuning that is very always better. The lower the pitch, the gamakas will come very fast, and we can have the flow of the music very easily. So listening to ragas, especially in those veena, or if you want to improve your lower like the digestion system, you want to, especially the seniors, I always tell them that it is better listen to it, because what happens is listening to that continuously, they start humming along with that tune which is coming through that instrument, and by humming in the same pitch, their lower part also will start getting activated, because they are humming, they're evoking the resonance from their inner side to match with the sound which is coming from the instrument. If it is to do with the asthma patients whom I have worked, I always say, okay, use flute, normally F pitch, or you want any other instrument, any wind instrument. If it is in F pitch, find it, try to download and keep listening to it. Daily listening to it, automatically they know, okay, after this, that is tune will go like this, the raga may go like this, and even non-musically trained people also keep on listening to, like how do you cook the film songs, how do you pick up? Nobody teaches us. Keep on listening to the song, we'll get it, we pick up. Yes, same way, they keep on listening to that particular. So I say that if asthma patients, even they are non-musically trained person, I say, okay, keep listening to it. So that daily listening to the same 20 minutes. So they slowly, they also started humming that way. And it really helps them to work with their anahata chakra, or we say that lungs or cardiac, they want to work on. This is how instruments also contribute towards it. So here, I'm not using the swara in particular. Like they asked the question, I said, not necessarily that's not. It is the resonance evoked from the chakras. So if for me, I tried, I worked, I felt that yes, Shadjam is, when I do Shadj, Sa, it is actually helping me to activate my Mooladhara.
This
So
is very relevant, and this was all part of your first book, and it's all very well articulated, I think, explained, as well as you have practical case studies with actual field work that you have done.
yes,
And this is in fact something that I have been able to relate myself to, because a lot of these studies that I am myself doing in Indian culture, tradition, philosophy, they're what we call Anushasana Shastras, right? You
yes,
have to do it. It's not just reading about it, but when you do it, that's when you get the required result, right?
yes,
Um,
yes,
one of the things that you mentioned briefly about, which I thought was very interesting and relevant to this time, which is the Shanta Rasa that you talked about, right?
yes,
And a lot of people are going through a lot of stress right now in this COVID times. One, we are all at home, we are cooped up with our spouses and our children. That itself is a lot of stress. But boss, we can't see you, so that's another stress kind of thing. Like, and a lot of people are, I think, more worried about whether they have a job or what their job is going to happen, what all that is going on. So there's a lot of stress, and
Yes, yes,
you really feel it or not, I feel that it comes out as some vyadi or some disease in your body and some long term effects. And so,
manifestation.
just curious, are you hearing a lot from people who are feeling the stress nowadays? What are they coming to? What are you suggesting? How are you offering help to them through music?
Yes. One, I tell them to listen more ragas where the madhyama swara, that is the fourth note, more prominent in a particular raga. That's one choice. More like Ragiyaman or Sohili. All these are the certain like Malkhaus. So where the madhyam is quite good strong. And another choice is you tune the raga which are the suitable to tune in madhyama shruti, what we call it, making ma as sha, sa, shaj. So madhyama shruti ragas, listening to that, and especially I said when your workload is increasing, when you're continuously work, just take a break every 40 minutes, take a break. Listen to these. Or if nothing is helping you, just as I told you, keep your hand on your this thing and remember your mother and say, Ma, Ma ko yaad karo. Automatically you will feel better. The mass were, and also remembering your mother, nobody else you can do this thing. So they also has, that will also help because automatically you feel the mother's love. That's, whether it's a male or a female, mother is a mother. There is no difference about it. No second opinion about it. So doing it, so that, Ma. Om. Believe me, it really gives lot of relaxed, calming effect to the stress. In fact, many doctor clients who are taking sessions with me, doing it, most of them also are follow when I am telling them because I know they are the most stressed people at present condition. They are sometimes they feel so helpless that in front of them the people are suffering and they are not able to do anything about it. They are not able to do, it really stresses them a lot. So they wait actually for the day when I have classes with them and they say, we just want to speak to you, we just want to feel good, talking to you, getting explained by various ragas. So I give them now, I started giving anti-stress ragas to them, to listen to Darbari Kannada, Behag, Sindhu Bhairavi, Kapi. Most of them are anti-stress. So these are, actually helping a lot. Like Khamas, if I say that's a Carnatic music, Khamas I'm talking about. It is really what we say, it is a Shringara Rasa. Normally it comes under the category of Shringara Rasa. The Shringaram need not be only between the couples. The Shingarasa, the romance need not be only with the couples. Romance can be with everything, everybody, member of your family. You be, it's both and love everybody. Be in love with everything, what you do, even work. Be in love with your work. Be in love with the nature. Be in love with your dog, your cat, or whatever your pet, or anything, any member of the family. Or even when you are doing, now I am very passionate. I love my music therapy. What you are restricted on my time for 1 hour, if you tell me to do the whole one day, I will do it. That much is my passion for music. It's the love that's this thing. So these are certain ragas. I started telling them that, I know how much it is the stress. When you think of love, the stress level comes down. Because the pyar, whether you are getting so you start loving yourself. When you know that a stressful condition and your worry and what you're having the tension, which is harming you inside, as you said, that means you are allowing an external bhava to ruin your health. So first, if you love yourself, your health, you bother about your health. Yes, I want to be healthy. That's your first love to yourself. And automatically what happens, your body will give you signs. Yes, come on, now start loving me. Stop this worrying and this thing. That bit itself, slowly, small percentage. That's why I always say give time for yourself. Start loving yourself. Not necessarily that you have to go outside to love anybody else. First do it, so that when you are in love with yourself, you want to be healthy. You will do something more positive to make sure that you are healthy. All that is physical health, mental health, and emotional health. Everything will become healthy when you start loving yourself. So the first, you have to hear more of Shringara Rasa to love yourself, and that's how you will come out. You can manage the stress. Not there is you can have a Lakshman Rekha before it touches your and start harming your inside system. You have to draw Lakshman Rekha, and that will be your loving yourself. That's it.
So, this is brings me to the next point here. So far, we have talked about the lower part of our body, right, and how it is to do with health. And I wanted to ask a question about the higher nodes. And Sanjeev ji just asked a fantastic question. He's asking, which chakra does Pancham activate, and what node activates the Agya chakra and the Sahasrara chakra? And I was wondering if you could spend a little bit time talking about that as well.
Yes. So if somebody who is with well trained with music will understand if I use the word Vadi and Samvadi. That is, even who are not trained, for them also I say, Vadi Samvadi is, there is something which is lower. Equally, you will have as you say, there is an action, there will be a reaction, what we say. So this will be. So even in our body, we have Vadi Samvadi portion of our body. Neck to below is where you have what we call it as a Purvanga, and neck above is the Uttaranga. So anything happens in the lower part of the body, it will reflect on the upper body, part of body. Like in a raga, if we say a Gandhar, we are seeing Gandhar as the main note. We automatically know that in the upper part of the raga, that is after the Pancham, it may be a Daivatam or the Nishadam, which is supporting the Gandharam to hold on to the raga. Same way, even in our body. When we are suffering with anything, like if I have to say the example of either a constipation, which is normally nowadays people are, I don't know how many, almost every second day I'm getting this, no, and we are constipated. It's mainly because of the stress, and that's the main thing. Because stress happens, first thing goes, your body becomes imbalanced. And the Sahaj petal of the Mooladhara gets first affected. And the Mooladhara, which balances your body, gets imbalanced. The whole body system goes for. That's all. So that when we work, suppose as I told you, constipation, it happens in the lower part of your body, but the effect you will see in your upper part of your body. You get a headache, unexplained headache. You become emotionally irritated. Very easily you will get angry. All these are emotional. This thing is headache. You will lose taste in your tongue because of this thing, and you yourself start hating this order coming out of your mouth. It is so. These are this thing. You feel dullness in your eyes. These are all symptoms connected to the constipation. So there is a lower part and the upper part of the body. There is this thing. So where if we say the re, and immediately it's a natural combination connection to it is the pa or the, if it is the re. Ga, the, ni, we know that it is the. So always when we are working, if like therapist, if I am working, always when they say this is the problem, I immediately ask, keeping that portion in mind. Immediately I'll say what swara may be there, and immediately I'll ask, keeping that, what is the connecting swara in the upper part. I'll say, are you feeling some discomfort in this portion of your body, in upper part of your body? They say yes. It definitely happens. Like jaundice, liver, eyes shows the first indication will come in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You'll suddenly see that your eyes are turning yellow. Then you will know that, oh, something is going wrong with me. Why my eyes are red? Then you will check. Then after you meet the doctor will say, go check your urine. So it is because the bile is connected with, jaundice is connected with the liver, but it will be first shown in your eyes.
Nice.
See, that's the connection between the upper part and lower part. As he asked, Pancham, Vishuddhi Chakra. Like we have in our Sangeetam also, Sa, Pa. So, like Mooladhara, if it is the lower, if it is the balancing factor in the lower part of our body, our limbs and the main body, this is the junction which is connecting to our nervous system or brain and the lower part of the body. Pa, like musically we do. Sa, Pa, and Sa. Certain ragas, even though they don't have pa, like Malkhaus, but still we keep that pa in behind our mind, behind our whatever we are saying, so that we don't go apashruti, that is out of shruti. Even though we don't sing pa in Malkhaus, I'm giving Malkhaus Hindolam in Carnatic music as an example. Even though there is no pa, but when we are saying it, Gamadani, but the Gamadani, when we are passing, we'll make sure we are not going out of tune because the pa is between the ma and da. And that is in our system because of the practice. So we don't go out of this. So Pancham is the most important note in Sangeet. Vishuddhi Chakra is the most important because this is the junction, which is what we say, where the life, where if this chakra closes, the person doesn't exist because it's the junction which keeps us alive.
So, can I quick question there? So we know that the COVID and all these cold viruses, they kind of hit the throat first, right?
Yes.
That's where they attack, like kind of thing. So is it? Can we make an assumption here that if we do certain ragas or sing certain or do some certain exercises for our throat, for the
Yeah.
chakra, it might help us more with immunity or something? Is that a
No, there is a gland called thymus gland here. I know if medically you understand thymus gland, where we have Pratimadhyam, Tivra Madhyam position, which is between the Shuddha Madhyamam and the Panchamam. So when you are singing, this Mapa also will help to activate it because that you have to support the
immunity?
gland which is helping our immunity system, which is actually strengthening our immune system. To give that a strength, like we have a good food to eat, we say that eat nutritious food to keep your immunity system strong. Then we have to say that you have to do pranayama or yoga or anything to support your immunity system. Have a good sleep to keep your immunity level higher. Similarly, singing ma pa combination is one, or you do o from the Shuddha Madhyama place, that is F, and this is G. Om will help. Or go straight away to the F sharp where you have Tivra Madhyam, Pratimadhyam, what we call it as. So if you think about it, immediately that Tivra Madhyam of Kalyani or Yaman you can catch, and that will help. Or you want to sing a full composition, keep this Shruti, F sharp, sing, but my only request to all of who want to do that, give your 100% into that. That is, the concentration should be funded. You have to visualize your thymus gland. You have to completely get yourself consciously cut off from what's happening around you. Immerse yourself in whatever you're practicing. Then only you will achieve what you think that you have to, that your goal you want to achieve. That will happen. Just singing, oh, I'm singing Omkara, yeah, F sharp, I'm there. Okay, it will not do. We have to get into it always, like that in yoga, what we say, pranayama. When you're doing, you concentrate, nothing else. You concentrate on your inhale, exhale, coming. Same thing when you're doing even music practice to self-healing, for self-healing also. Do it, give your 100%, even whether it is 5 minutes, whether it's 10 minutes, or whatever time you want to take. But give your full attention and focus on that. That is the goal.
a lot of musicians, when they are good singers, right, they are hitting all the right notes, and they are obviously completely in the zone. They are, concentrating there in pratyahara, and everything is like going in sync, right? And uh, you know I presume they are in a way self-healing themselves as well, as they are singing. But Geeta ji is asking a very interesting question here. uh, some people try to do this with meditation as well, right? And
Yes.
with om, as you said, right, and you can focus and so on and so forth. uh, is there and sometimes we feel something, sometimes we feel our chakras getting activated, sometimes we are not sure whether we are doing the right thing. So I think the broad question here is this something that a normal general person can do, or do you need a therapist, or like a music therapist, something like that, train you so that you don't do anything wrong? Is there any side effect or something that could go wrong here? I think that's what the general question from Geeta ji's question. She obviously is talking about, the vibrations in the body and whether they are positively affecting your body and mind. I'm sure they are if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Do you need a guru for this? I think is the broader question.
It is absolutely. I feel that somebody like you have yoga, you can see CD and do yoga, you can see any this thing and that, but having a guru, instructor along with you, and do your asanas according to the guidance, according to their instruction, makes lot of difference. Similarly, having a guru to guide you what to do, how to produce. Now when we say, mm, for example, if I here I am giving an example of Carnatic music raga only, because I practice that. Now when we think about, many of you who are very familiar with Carnatic music, or even I am telling, if Hindustani music also, they can, I cannot tell the raga, but you can understand the swara when I mention it. Now when we think about Malahari and Saveri, both are Janyam of Maya Manogola, that is Bhairav in Hindustani music, Maya Manogola, which has Shadj and Shadjam and Shuddha Rishabh in Carnatic music, Shadj and Komal Rishabh. Okay. Now Malahari, if I had to sing, it will be Sari. After that, it comes Sari Ma Pa Da Sa. Means for Hindustani music people, I am telling the raga Swarasthanas: Shadj, Komal Rishabh, Shuddha Madhya, Pancham, Shuddha Daivat. No, sorry, Komal Daivat. Komal Daivat and Shuddha. For Carnatic music, it's Shuddha Rishabham, Shadjam, Shuddha Rishabham, Shuddha Madhyamam, Panchamam, Shuddha Daivatam, and Shadjam. Now, Saveri has the same Arohana, Sari Mapadasa, but same are coming from Maya Malavola, that is Bhairav. But if you want to do, you see the change. If I see that, sing the Arohana only, then you will understand that. First, I am singing Malahari. Sari ma pa da sa. Same thing. I am singing Saveri because the same Arohana and Saveri. It's the mother, same mother. They both belong to. Sari ma pa da sa. Difference is there. Sari Malahari. Sari Saveri. When we go through the 22 Shruti chart, which is also I have given in my book, the Saveri Rishabam is known as Ekashruti Rishabam. Malahari is called as Dvishruti Rishabam. It has Dvishruti, that is second grade, even though they both belong to the same mother, Janani. See the difference, and that's why their therapeutical intervention also differs. So if I say, okay, ma, use Malahari for this and all, we cannot do just by reading that. You need somebody to guide you. No, go a little lower. because it is said, Saveri is set Shuddha Rishabham, that is Carnatic music, or we Komal Rishabh. You will definitely think about Bhairav Rishabh only, because it's the same. But the treatment is different. And that's where our Vidwans scholars have given a grade that this is Ekashruti Rishabham, that is Ekashruti Rishabha, with different frequency. If you see my chart, 22 Shruti chart, anybody can see anywhere it is found in email. In your Google search, if you go, 22 Shruti, you will get. Saveri Rishabh is Ekashruti. Malahari Rishabh, which is Maya Malogada Rishabh, it is Dvishruti. That's why it is different, even though they are born to the same Melakarta Ragam, Maya Malagoda, Bhairav. That is it. So you need a guide here, somebody, guru, as a guru, to say that, no, bring it a little lower. Now, because you want to. If you are singing by mistake on your own, nothing, no side reactions. Music is non-invasive. Never it will give any harm. But it will not do the purpose for which you are using the raga. That's all. It will not do the purpose. It will just keep you calm, relaxed, that's all. But you want a particular
effect,
particular healing has to be done in a particular case, you have some problem. That will not be attained if you are not singing correctly. That's all. Nothing will not go wrong.
So that's very, very good to hear, actually. So, as always, whenever I talk to you, we don't know how time goes. It is actually 1 full hour since we started. So it's amazing how time flies. A lot of people have been asking questions, and we are trying to this is as in the flow right now as we are speaking. But for folks who have not asked questions, who want to ask questions, this is just a gentle reminder. You can put, in the group chat. If you want to come live and talk to Chitti one-on-one with your camera on, I would highly, highly request you to have headphones, because we have noticed that if you don't have headphones, then there's a lot of feedback in the session. So if you want to do that, I would suggest you click on the live chat option and say you want to click on the live chat, but be ready with the headphones and your camera on so that you can come on camera. We can take that questions. And I'll give you some time to do that. And while we are waiting for those questions, I wanted to ask a question for you. So what is this next book that you're working on? I think we have covered most of it in the talk today, but if you could just say what is going to be your focus, if that is the right question to ask, for this that you're working on.
One mainly about the Navarasas. That is one point my second book going to carry. Navarasas, from where, always I say, people have, confusion about emotions and mood. Always I say emotion is what is happening inside you because of the environment or the situation, what's happening. The body is reacting. That is the emotion. And it gets manifested into moods. You will say that I am in sad mood, I am in a happy mood. You will not say that I am in happy emotion, I am a happy. No. Similarly, if I had to say it in Indian language, it's the bhava and rasa. Emotion is the bhavam. Rasa is the expression manifested. That is the mood. So, which Veera rasa, Raudra rasa, or Karuna rasa, what you are in, what you are feeling, what you are missing. So, that is what, and how it is connected to our inner body system. That is what. Our petals. This is, I had taken, my book also carries the shloka, the source from where I have taken that this chakra has this many petals, and these petals are connected with this kind of emotions or this thing. Actually, what happens when you are exposed to certain situation or exposed to certain news or something, that immediately the body change goes to the brain, gets connected, and the brain signals, yes, this is this emotion. This is what this is. So whether it's a fear or ananda, or it is karuna, or whether it's raudra, krodha, anything, actually anything happens, and automatically that gets, so first it goes to the brain, the signal goes to the brain, and the brain conveys, yes, this is fear. So that's how, so where these petals are connected, this connected, all these are taken from the shloka Saranga Devas, Sangeeta Ratnakara. The shlokas are taken as it is Manipura Chakra, what, how many petals, and how he has written the same way I have printed in my book. And I came, my guru's Paramaguru, my Guru Kollegal Subramaniam Garu, his Paramaguru, Muttaya Bhagavatar, Dr. Muttaya Bhagavatar, he has written this book called Sangeeta Kalpadrumam, which is actually, he has taken from many Lakshana Granthas, and he has written that book. In that, he has written this, and that book is only in Tamil. That was that another lot of people found it, and that book is not available at present. Fortunately, I have a copy, and I really value it like anything, and it's very safely kept. And that actually has this all in written in Tamil. That's what I had done is in my book, because that's where my writing my book also came into the picture. The first book what I had written, that people said that how we we get, you are giving presentation, you are saying this chakra, this petal, we are just taking notes, why not you put it in a book form and give? And this is what I has done. So this, so similarly the second book I am going to write, that how the rasas, navarasas, and connected to our inner body, the petals, and we actually what swara will help to overcome the weakness or and strengthen all these things. So that's what is going to be one portion of my second book. And the second portion, the same book, I'm going to talk about the Panchavayus. Our body has Panchavayus. Apana Vayu, the Prana Vayu, Udana Vayu, Samana Vayu, and Vyana Vayu. What way they're seen, and here the ragas are there, which will help our body to enhance the activity of these vayus, because they are part of our body. So some people have, if they have apana vayu activity less in their body, and that will create them problem with their excretory system. That's why there is a science behind formation of the morning ragas, and how the morning ragas help in people listening to morning ragas or singing it, slowly coming out of this problem created by the excretory system in their health, and actually strengthening the apana vayu, which gets first thing in our body in the early morning, gets activated. So like this, so these are all I'm going to write in my second book about this. So maybe after, there is one more request from many people who are into astrology. Our one of the trinities of Carnatic music, Muthuswami Dikshitar, he has written Navagrahas and Navadra Kritis, and that has really inspired, because I have also done masters in Vedic astrology, and I know how ragas and swaras are connected to the planets and how it is helping, and I'm practicing that also when people who are coming to me and if they believe in astrology, and then I tell them, yes, at present this thing. So to enhance that grahas bala, I mean, which is weak, I had to say that, okay, only do Omkara in this particular part of your body, which is connected to this swara, or this is the vibration which is needed, the resonance which is needed. So all these things. So I'm thinking of writing book number 3. So all depends upon how much I'm going to get, cooperation from my daughter dear, and also my student Deepa Krishnamurthy, who has compiled my first book, and my daughter Hamsini Murthy, who has also helped me for. So all depends upon them.
You have a solid team, so we have full confidence that they will come through and then they will help you. Um, there is so much gyan, right, in our culture, and I say this because for personally, last year last, as in the calendar year after COVID, I've had some downtime. I've spent time in learning about the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. I have, both from a kind of like I would say, a theoretical perspective, but also from a actual practical perspective. So, into pranayam and into meditation and so on and so forth right now. Um, and I've been, of course, learning on my own journey of Hindustani classical music, learning about chakras from you and how to evoke them. There is so much of this wonderful resource and history and lineage and culture that I think somehow we have kind of like forgotten about, right?
Yes, sure.
Um, I mean, this year, if I have some time, more time, I'm now thinking I should be, learning a little bit about Ayurveda, about natural eating and so on and so forth, or like healing yourself through herbs and medicines. I'm very interested in doing a temple tour. It is just amazing that there is so much that our culture has, and so much that we have kind of like as Indians, either we are relearning. I think there's a huge sense of that we should learn more and understand where we have been and so much that we have had, which is kind of like at very odds with the dualism and Western philosophy and this let's treat with outside medication, and it's a complete contrast, right? Self-healing and everything is
Yes,
within our own body, and the balance between body and mind, and kind of like environment, prakriti, and on the other hand, the Western, what do you have any thoughts about this? Like, I mean, what do you think when, because you are going through this process, you're learning so much and you're trying to impart this to everybody else? Any thoughts you had on your side?
uh, thoughts in the sense what I feel at present, the present generation. Sorry to say that. No, we are not with our biological clock, which is what is built in us, keeping prakriti, and because we should be always in our, we should be in harmony with the prakriti, with that. So lot of things are going wrong. Maybe that's one of the reasons where we are getting more of, not only physical ailments, also emotionally more weaker than what our earlier generation was. Because as simple thing like morning when we wake up, that's a feeling, with a formal, we need everything to awaken us very calmingly relaxed. We have to,
Which means,
along like the sun.
which means do not pick up your phone and look at WhatsApp messages early in the morning.
Yes, yes, exactly. And what happens, sunrise, like gentle, the sun, when it rises, it's very gentle, very slowly it raises, and we enjoy looking at the sun at that time. It's easy to look because it's so happy to, I mean, it's a happy scene when we see that. When we look at it. So body, that response, we feel inside us also, the calming, active alertness waking up. Like we have listen to morning ragas, like whether it is Bauli, what if it's Sri Narayana, automatically listen. Like you have Alvela Sajana Ayuri Alvela. That actually gives us mood. This is just like if I had to give you an example. Early morning you get up. What exactly your body needs? A cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something, bonita or milk or anything. Even though you may be a die-hard, very die-hard fan of eating the main dish coming from my place where I'm staying, Hyderabad. Hyderabadi biryani, which is world famous. If somebody early morning you wake up and they give a plate of hot Hyderabadi biryani, will you take it? Whether your body will accept it. It is the same. That means you have to slowly awaken your taste buds. Step by step, you start with a hot tea. Then you may go for a light breakfast, two pieces of bread, slice sandwich, or idli or dosa or upma or something like that, or in a puri, something like that, and a fruit juice. Then slowly it will build up that urge. Yes, now I am ready to accept your Hyderabadi biryani. And you will enjoy. As the sun goes up and you will enjoy. Yeah, that's a lunchtime. You will hog on to that. Same thing. Same thing our mind was. Early morning. So we have to go with that. That's our biological. Unfortunately, today's I'm not blaming the lifestyle and the profession what it is now. A lot of people have to work with a shift system, and they come quite late in the morning and they sleep till late night, and the whole body clock timetable everything is completely messed up. I'm not blaming, but yes, that started showing effect on their
Biological clocks.
yeah, I'm very, very sorry to say that I'm seeing hardly reaching 30 people are suffering with the diseases, ailments, which were earlier days. It was only connected with the senior citizens. All those things we are seeing, unfortunately, at this condition. And now at this age, 28, 30, 35, having cardiac arrest and all this thing become very common between 40 and 50, which is never heard earlier. These are something which is so there we are actually suffering. I'm seeing that's happening. So unfortunate it is, but we have to make some changes in us. Maybe as we are saying, going for a herbal food or the homemade food. Like now it is proved that we have to have a good home cooked food, nourishing. We have to see that how good it is, freshly cooked, freshly this thing, because that has pranayama coming into the picture. A lot of people are going for yoga, meditation, all these things to keep the balance which is going out of hand. They want to balance their whole system. Here the music definitely helps a lot. Helps you listen to the music, which is where actually how to, a lot of people asked how to select which music I should sing, listen to that part of that time of the day. I said, listen to your own body signal. Your body will, there will be urge for the, like you feel untimely. Sometimes you feel like having another cup of tea. You'll say, hey, even though I finished, no, it's not time, but still I want a cup of tea because your body is asking for it. You got an urge. You want to eat ice cream. There is an urge. Similarly, the body will long for some resonance, some kind of tune, something to hear. Don't neglect and don't go against it. No, I don't like this kind of music. I don't neglect. Always I say respect your body. If it says, I will say, try to listen to your inner voice, your inner music. There is music in everybody, everybody. That longing, definitely there is the urge. There is a that signals. I want this. I want this. So try to respect that, because the body knows that at that point you're where your what they say, the weakness is happening inside your body, which you may not understand, but the signal will come from your brain that it will going on showing, yes, I want this. I want to drink water. I want to drink something energy, fluid, something liquid, something you want to drink, something. So what happens is you go for it. Similarly, try to listen to your own self, what you want to listen. Let it be, even you feel that you want to sing nursery rhymes. Sing Baba Black Sheep Highway will, no problem. Don't think that people are going to. I say some people nothing, they for no reason. Even I myself, I feel something now. There has got no raga, no meaning. But that boosts my energy. It gives me, because I am sitting from morning to evening, at least nearly 5 to 6 hours. I sit and take classes. You can understand. And I have got a kitchen. I have got a husband to take care of. I got a house to take care of. Even with all these things, and I cannot neglect my own health. So I do everything. I go for a walk. I do my yoga. I do my meditation. Everything. With that, when I feel, whenever there's this thing, and that's where even my grandchildren, they also enjoy when I say that dinchka dinchka dinga dinchka dinchka. There is no meaning that thing, but that my body says, "Come on, do dinchka dinchka dinga." That's all. I listen to it. I'm not ashamed. Even at this age, I'm nearing 70. I got no No problem at all. I say that when I can work for 6 to 7 hours, not like this, what is wrong in doing dinchika? Yes, I listen to it, and that actually like a boost. It comes to that energy flow. I can feel that energizing me. Like that, I'm telling the younger generation also. Sometimes they feel if I do this, what they are going to tell. But if they can't, they may laugh at me. If I just no, there's nothing wrong at all. You are doing for your own self. That is what I said. So first listen and also respect your own self, your health, and try to keep it healthy as much as possible.
Yeah, no, this is. I think this was a wonderful answer to Shilpaji's question. I was going to ask you, but I think you answered it very well.
Thank you.
In that. So I think my takeaway here is, uh, even if you're feeling very stressed, and you want to calm yourself down and you want to have some peace and equanimity, uh, you know, we have certain ragas, certain things in our culture, traditions, so to speak. If you're feeling very low, on the other hand, if you're feeling depressed, if you want to have a boost, and if you have a mental high, so to speak, then there is appropriate ragas for that as well. There's appropriate music for that as well. So pretty much
Yes.
like for every single kind of mood or emotion, time of day, time of the year, festivals, occasions, pretty much throughout our Indian lifestyle, so to speak, there is so much integration of music. And I think what you have done very nicely today, Chiti, is that you have shed some light on the reasons behind that. We all intuitively feel that, we kind of like connect with it. But just to understand the why and the rationale, so to speak, I think this has been extremely, extremely interesting for us. As I said, I have started going on this journey myself for the last few years. I would urge all of the listeners who are here today, hoping that you will also take some time to research and find more about our own common roots. There is so much richness. There is in the tradition, in the music, in the language, in the architecture, everything that I'm hoping that you can connect back. And if you can, some way, small shape or form, give back, like my Chitti is doing here, so wonderfully, I think it will be great for all of us collectively. I think there are some questions about, like, opportunities in pursuing learning more in Indian music therapy and so on and so forth. I think definitely we can take those questions. Maybe somebody like Hamsini or Rajesh can put, Chitti's email ID on the chat here so that people can kind of reach out. Would that be how should people try to reach out to you, Chitti, and learn more about this? Any specific suggestions?
They can mail me, no problem at all. They
Email,
can mail
right?
me.
Yeah.
You can give my mail ID to them.
Yes, I think
Yes.
last Hamsini to or Raju. If there, yeah, there it is. It is Rajam S for Rajam Shankar, Rajam S .mt@gmail.com. Yes, Srinivas ji, this is recorded. You can view it later. In fact, all of the folks who registered and even could not make the session today will be getting a recorded link. So, and I think it's being streamed in YouTube and will be available in Spotify as well. I think LivDemy is doing a wonderful job here. I would highly request all of you folks to have some patronage if you really like Indian music. Go through the site, look at all the different artists who are here, like my own Chitti, who are being getting a very nice and lovely forum here to share the musical experiences, so to speak. And I also want to kind of like have a good shout out to all those different groups. There are many groups here. There is Sambandh and Samvad and Sanskriti in New Jersey. I'm based out of New Jersey. Wonderful groups with Indian culture, music, traditions, and so on and so forth. Sambandh, for example, is for senior citizens. If any members from Sambandh who are watching this, I've said this before, this is a plea for you. You have so much knowledge, you have so much wisdom. We would really love for you guys to come on air, share your wisdom. A lot of us, quote unquote, younger people are very interested in learning more about our culture and our traditions, we would love to welcome you on the show. Chiti, if you want to have a shout out to some of your own groups, I know you have many fans and many groups here. If you want to do so, please go ahead.
There are many, my students and my friends, my well-wishers, all of them are there, and I'm sure there. I'm not able to see any one of them, but I know that they are there. They out of love for me, and they really enjoy wherever I present. Immediately they come. I do minimum about 10 to 12 presentation in a year. More than that, that's the minimum number I'm telling you. So, and earlier, before this lockdown, a lot of workshops and that continuous workshops and various. So I have been this thing conducting classes and training sessions and all. So I thank all of them who has attended today's program from other countries, not only from India, from USA, from Dubai, from UK, from Australia, from I don't know from which where all they have come, because I got vast number of well wishers and students and friends. All of them call me Mai, Amma, so all are my children. So all of them. So I always have. As I tell all of you, that keep the child in you alive. So whenever you feel like be child. That you be what you were in child. That actually helps you to exactly come out of whatever condition, bad condition you are. And I'm always available. You want to have a conduct classes, and there I'm available to you all. So anybody, you can please, any questions you want me to answer, please, even though there is no time now at present, I'm ready to answer you, and I can give whatever possible way. I can definitely help you all to understand this Indian classical music therapy, how it works.
Wonderful.
And
Wonderful.
many of things are there, like connected to our traditions and parampara, Sanskriti. We have got so many things. The roots, always I say, never we should forget our roots, because that's where a lot of science is there. Still, I feel lot of science. Now they are all following, many of them like doing namaskar. They say, no, no handshake, namaskar. In fact, namaskar itself is so therapeutic. When we both touch, the fingertips are touching. Actually, they are activating the pressure, putting pressure in your inner chakras, inner activating this. So these are like this simple things. Washing your hands, and this has become a brain gym now. So people have become so a lot of things. I say we used to have very beautiful. Now they are saying when you are eating your food, don't talk, be calm, and all. This was practiced earlier days when we all used to sit down on the floor, sitting on the floor and eating. Now medically say that it's a very good way of eating. So that was practiced. That time nobody will talk. Some elderly lady of the family will sing, and they used to sing. That was a calming effect they used to have. And 90% of them, it was Sri Ragam of Carnatic music, because that helps with the Samana Vayu, which helps in the digestion process. So there is science behind whatever we did. There was a science behind
Amazing.
it. So nothing was just like that. So I can explain this much more. So don't feel any reservation. Please feel free to contact me. You can mail me. You can call me. I'm always available.
Absolutely.
So,
That was
yeah.
lovely. And I've just posted the YouTube link for the first session as well. If you scroll up a little bit on the chat, you'll be able to see it. If you missed the first session, if you haven't seen it, it'll have a lot more. I would say more. I think today we really spoke a little bit much more in detail. But if you wanted to have a slight overview, you could probably check out that YouTube session. I just want to close by saying thank you. Thank you very much, Chiti. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Everybody, have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed it. And whatever is your feedback, please feel free to write. And if you want to listen to such sessions again, we would love to join. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Yes. Thank you.